Jamaica is known for its beauty, its majesty of its mountains, its rivers, its lovely beaches, and its lovely people. It's also known for its beautiful great houses. The most famous is the Rose Hall Great House in St. James, but some would say the Good Hope Great House in Trelawney has a magic touch. Perhaps that's the reason for Hilary Minster, actor and writer, and Dr. David Dabydeen, a Guyanese-British intellectual, settled on this particular great house as a backdrop for its documentary on the Art of Darkness in 1987.
Now, Mrs. Porteous, I know you're head of the film unit, and there's talk about investment in film. Is this part of it?
Oh yes, most definitely. One of the things that we try to do is to bring down all kinds of film production to Jamaica. And it doesn't make any difference whether it's a very large and long major film or whether it's a short commercial or a documentary. It's all very, very important to what we're trying to do here at JNIP.
How would you like to see the film unit moving? In what direction are you going at this time?
We hope that we're going forward in a lot of our promotion and our advertisements car meter. What we're really trying to do is we're trying to beat the rest of the Caribbean and South America to attract the big bucks. That's what we're here for. There's an enormous amount of money in the film industry, just as there's an enormous amount of money in the tourist industry. And while the tourist board is trying to get tourists, the JNIP Film Office is trying to get films.
On this team, or in this team, is the general who plays in Allo Allo, Hilary Minster. I think people know you as the general in Allo Allo.
They do sometimes, yes. General von Klinkerhoffen.
Or I don't think that's your business here this time.
No, we're here to make a serious documentary. In fact, we've just made an extra one, I think, because the train that we've just got off is so delightful and goes through such stunning scenery that I work on a program that is very much ethnically based in England. It's to do with all the minorities, and we think we're going to make a little short program just about this wonderful train.
Or the Art of Darkness. What is the motivating force behind that?
Well, the man really ought to be talking about that is Dr. David Dabydeen, whose idea it is. Very simply, the idea behind the film is that all the great art treasures that now make up our National Gallery in England, our Tate Gallery, were from donations from very rich people who had made their fortunes from the sugar trade and therefore indirectly from slavery.
David Dabydeen, you're the man who I think conceived the whole idea of this documentary. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, it's a documentary about the way slave money in the 18th century financed all the great works of art, or the purchases of the great works of art, as well as all the great art galleries and major Georgian houses in Britain. So it really is a look at the way English high culture is rooted in economic exploitation.
And so we're just examining this idea that our great houses and great art treasures were bought off the back of slavery.
I'm assuming that Jamaica is the only Caribbean island you've got. Am I correct?
It is, quite right, yes.
Why did you choose Jamaica?
Well, I didn't really. I didn't have a hand in it. I know they went to Barbados and they went to Trinidad when they were looking around earlier, but they decided on Jamaica. I think particularly it was the great houses. It was Good Hope that it influenced them. We've used that as one of our major locations.
I found it also a little bit peculiar that you chose the rail service to do your journey. Is there a particular reason behind this?
I'm a bit of a rail fanatic, I must admit. I've made a film in India where I spent a week on a train, and then last year we were in China, and we decided to go always on surface transport, and a lot of those were very long journeys by train, 24-hour journeys across China, and it can't be too long for me. I love.
It's just marvelous to remember that we had a really viable train service in Jamaica. I myself rode the train as a child, and it's also marvelous that Jamaica was chosen for this documentary, The Art of Darkness, because of the marvelous light that the researchers and the production team found in the island. If you don't have the documentary in your library, perhaps you might want to ask your librarian to procure a copy for their archives. So, There you have it. A story written and narrated by Dr. David Dabydeen, a Caribbean man himself, born in Guyana, but went to England as a boy and became a British citizen. And of course, Hilary Minster, the researcher and prominent actor. He's no longer with us in the flesh, but he played a prominent role in the production of The Art of Darkness. Another story of hope, upliftment, and encouragement.